Hi, nobodies. So, the last couple of vlogs I've talked about, that you know, I need to stop giving like 100%, you know. So today you gotta love Google. Um, how you can look up just like how to not give a fuck. so, um, and there was actually some fairly good advice. I mean, some of it, it's like, okay, that doesn't apply to me, but I'm going to go through it anyway, just in case all of you who don't watch me don't do these things. Okay, so number one is to build your opinion of yourself. If you don't have like this great love for who you are, like if you're not solid in what you have to offer the world, um, the options, what you need to do is feel better about what you offer. And if you feel like you have nothing to offer, um, volunteer, learn a skill, travel, put effort into everything that you do. So like, um, I have skills. I've learned lots of skills. Travel and volunteering, those are things that, you kind of have to have money to do. Because, I mean, volunteering, if you have to work, volunteering, is kind of, like, when can you put in the time? Um, Learning a skill, everybody's got something that they want to learn how to do. And if you can learn to play guitar, like say you've always wanted to learn to play guitar, put like maximum effort into that. Be like, like when people are asking you to do something for them and you think, well, you know what? They ain't done shit for me. Nah, dude, I got guitar class. Like I'm gonna learn to play guitar, or I'm gonna learn to play the piano. And put that effort into it. Also, if you're working, put the effort into it. Don't sit there and say they don't pay me enough. No, do a really good job so you can feel good about the job that you did. Um, that is something that I automatically do. I like things to be right. When I do something, I don't like them to be wrong. Number two, do what you want. What makes you happy? If you want to listen to music and dance around like a lunatic, do that. Uh, if you want to go jogging, do that. If you want to go to a bar and sing karaoke, do it. Don't worry about like if people will like it, if they're gonna boo at you or whatever. Because number three is allow them to reject you. This is a difficult one because I've got this need to be liked, and it just. But the reason why you need to allow people to reject you is because there's little point in fighting somebody's judgment. A lot of people make a judgment like instantly and they never fucking change it. Like their opinion of you, no matter what you do, is offset. Like there's nothing you can do to improve yourself in their eyes. If you're doing your best, that's all you can do. And if they can't see that you're doing your best, you really have to say to yourself, why fight that? Why continue to give 100% when they're not seeing it? Why even give 5%? Because it's not going to stop. That judgment, I mean, I can't expect people to see me the way I see them. I can't. I've got to stop. Um, be the change I want to see in the world, I got to stop because it's little point with people. The people that most harshly judge you are usually judging themselves and will continue because it makes them feel better. They're tearing you down because they're insecure. So this is why we're supposed to allow them to reject us, is because they have issues and we shouldn't let their issues drag us down. Now, I'm not saying you don't help somebody with issues. I mean, by all means, try to help them. But if they continue to treat you like shit, allow them to reject you. Number 4, realize it won't matter in the long run. You know, if in 5 years they won't remember you, so don't let their opinion impact you. I mean, this obviously is not about people that you care about, like in general. You know, this is about like coworkers and strangers. You know, just say, you know what, in 5 years I'm gonna try not to remember this. You know, when things go wrong, number 1, realize they could be worse. That's a pretty easy one for me. It's always like, but did you die? Number 2, appreciate the good things that are in your life. I mean, it's one of the things that I've always been saying is you know, take a moment to turn it around. Every moment is an opportunity to change things, even if it's just your thinking. Take that moment. Number 3, believe it's not the end of the world. I mean, do not let one person, one event, one comment be like, oh my God, it's all falling apart. No, don't do that to yourself. You got to stop. The doom and gloom thing doesn't work in your favor for yourself or for anybody around you. People don't like bitching. People don't like woe is me. Poor, pitiful me. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end it didn't matter, to quote Linkin Park. Number 4, move on to the next thing. You can't change the past. If you showed people who you are, you can't change their opinion of you. You know, it's just, you know, if you tried hard and they think you're a piece of shit, let them think that. You can't change it. You can't change what you can't change, so don't even try. Give yourself a new goal, a new purpose. You know, if you're like, hey, I was going to help them out, say, well, you know, if my help's not going to be appreciated, I'm done. Okay, times you should care, because you got to remember, if you're not trying to put too much effort into things you shouldn't care about, care when someone else is hurt. If somebody's crying, care. I mean, even if they're crying about something that you think is dumb as fuck, do not tell them, why the fuck you crying? Don't tell them, stop, you're being stupid. You know, don't invalidate them. Number 2, care when you might hurt somebody else. You know, if I've said something or done something hurtful, you know, and I've made somebody mad or sad, that's when you should care. It's because your actions can impact everybody. Number 3, care when people need you. You know, if they say, I need help, give a shit. Even if it seems like they don't give a shit about you. Care when they need you. But also, which is number 4, care about your own life and well-being. I mean, don't let people affect you to the point where you're fucked. Don't let them fuck you up. Okay, so now we move on to when somebody does hurt you. Number 1, realize why they hurt you. Are they stressed? Are they mad? Did you do something? Think about it. Like, was I invalidating? Did I step on their dog? Did I put my boot at their throat? Was I being unreasonable? Number 2, believe it's their loss. I mean, if you think about it and you say, you know what? I didn't ask for that. That was out of nowhere, or I was just minding my own business. That. Number 3, appreciate the people who really care and show it. People have ways of showing that they care. And for different people, it's different ways. It really depends on the person, but when you call somebody and they're like, where do you need me? What do you need? Appreciate that. When they're going to say, when they don't say, well, you know what? I fucking hate doing yard work. I don't care that you have a broken arm. I'm not going to come rake your lawn. If somebody says, yeah, I'm there, appreciate that. Because there's a lot of people that are going to say, no, I don't want to. I got shit to do. I'm busy. Because people who really care are going to find time. They're going to find it for the people that matter to them. Number 4, find new people to care about. This is a hard one, knowing when to cut your losses. How long do you let somebody continue to hurt you? Apparently, I can allow it for up to 20 years. Or I guess I could say 38 years, because I allowed my mom to hurt me, for so long. So I've got to cut that down. Seriously. I'm a glutton for punishment. You have to remember that if you're hurt, if people hurt you, you deserve better. I mean, unless you've done something really fucked up, you deserve better. So you shouldn't waste your time. It's not your fault if people don't care. Because, as my dad said, people are shitty. And it's rare that you find somebody that's not shitty. So you just have to say, you know what, it's not my fault. Some people have their heads up their asses. So if they don't care, it's like, well, how can you care? Your head's up your ass. It's not my fault. If I did what I could and you don't see it. So then there was a Q&A thing that I had seen, and somebody was like, how do I ignore haters if they won't leave me alone? Because sometimes people seek you out to fuck with you. And for all of you that don't watch me, I've got an ex that I don't ask for the shit. I mean, I moved to another fucking state. I dropped contact. And what happened? He reaches out through my boyfriend, harassing my boyfriend, harassing my Facebook friends to get to me. I didn't reach out to his friends and say, hey, tell that ex of mine, he better fucking call me. I didn't start that shit. Just like when I was at home, I stuck to my space. And when I would approach him, it was always with a, hey, I saw this really neat thing on TV, or I saw this really neat show. I didn't go at him with, hey, why don't you get off your ass and do something? Like I did not come up with that. Accept your flaws. I accept my flaws. I'm a weird person. Some would call me cold, indifferent. I'm sorry I'm not see-through. There's a damn good reason for it. And it takes a long time for me, just like last night, I kind of broke crying because I was asking for something that I actually want. That was me kind of exposing myself in a way that, I'm not comfortable exposing what I want, what I really want. There is a block there that says, don't say it, don't say it, and it's not the same block that says, don't say it, like when somebody comes at me, really rude, and I'm sitting there thinking, bitch, it's a different part going, don't say it. Because see, that part that keeps me from calling people out is the part that says, let's not aggravate the situation. They're not worth it. Like that part of me says, I don't care, or that's just going to make things worse and I don't want conflict. That's a different block. When it comes to what I really want, that's me exposing a dream. And I don't like it when I do that. There's always the fear that somebody is going to say, well, you're never going to get that. It's impossible. This thing that you want, you can't have. So it's hard for me to ask for what I really want. It's hard for me to say. Don't care about what's out of your control. Impeachment proceedings. That is out of my control. The only control I have is who I vote for. If somebody's denying my kid something, like with my ex, I can't control him. Nor would I want to. I don't want to control people. Because I sure as shit don't like being controlled. So you have to recognize what you can't control. I can't control somebody's opinion. Don't care when things go wrong. Now obviously, if I do something fucked up and, I have to care about, oh, I'm sorry I broke that. That went wrong. I'm so sorry. But like when things don't work out the way that you wanted them to, say, well, that did not go the way I wanted it to. If you can't change it, it's out of your control. Try not to care about it. Recognize when somebody isn't worth caring about. That's a difficult one too, because like I look for that shred of goodness, and everybody's got it. Everybody's got like some way of being good. Care about what makes you happy and more productive. So, know your values. That's a really easy one for me. I do know like what my core values are, and anytime someone upsets me to where I have to be mean, that fucks with me. Like if I have to say, my values, like having to say no to anything is like really tough, like when somebody wants it. Now, I mean, it's not a problem when they want money. I'm like, no, because I know my values. Don't feel guilty. There's one that I have trouble with because, in my house, I was a whipping boy. So it's hard not to feel guilty. It's like, oh, they're mad. What did I do? What did I do this time? I have decided that my ex is not going to get any more of a fight from me. He's not worth fighting because he's going to continue to be who he is, and he's going to continue to show me why I made the best decision of my life, ending things. And when I have to get mean with him, the reason why it affects me so much is because I have to speak in terms he understands, and he only understands ignorance and cruelty. He doesn't understand reason, logic. He's the type of person who only understands aggression. And when he brings that out in me, that's not who I want to be ever. I'm not that person. I'm not, and I'm not going to feed into that anymore. I'm not going to give him any reaction. He always accused me of indifference. I'm always accused of indifference. But I know I'm not indifferent. But that's what he's going to receive is indifference, because I don't care about him. He's one of those crappy people that I've got to let go of, even hating, because it doesn't do me any good to hate him. It doesn't do me any good, just like it doesn't do me any good to tell him what I think of him. He doesn't hear me. He never heard me. Even when I get mean, he didn't hear me. When I'd yell, he didn't hear me. He didn't hear me because I was never important. Because if I was important, that's one thing they didn't talk about. If you're important to somebody, they listen. They just sit back and listen, observe. And I think some people are not even capable of that. I don't think he ever was. I tried. I put the effort in, and it made me miserable. So, as part of my New Year's resolution, I'm not going to waste that kind of time anymore, because I've wasted that time on too many people. The hard part is to not care, because even if it seems like I don't, I fucking do. And I gotta stop. Which kind of hurts me, because I don't want to not care about people. I don't want my outlook to be that way. Because I want to believe that everybody is worthy of being cared about. And I guess I can still think that. They just don't have to be cared about by me. I have to take care of me first. So today is going to be a stellar day. I'm going to make it so. I am going to work on what I've read today and try to just do what makes me happy, do what I'm comfortable doing. And if people want to give me crap, I'm not going to feed it. I'm just going to toss it aside or chalk it up and say, okay, I'll remember that. So have a stellar day too. And like I said earlier, and I try to say every day, every moment is an opportunity to change things. And if you can't change a person who's hurting you, change how you feel about it.